I think I should look over here. I'm gonna try and look over here. It's kind of odd, you know? Because I feel like I'm just looking at a black strip, but I feel like my eyes are just like losing focus the more okay, I feel like as long as my gaze is like over here, I'll look like I'm talking to somebody in front of me. So, hi friend. How are you today? This is just totally tripping out my eyeballs right now. Maybe I'll get used to it or not. It doesn't matter. We're gonna try just like talking, you know? And just see where it goes, because I've been wanting to try this out for a while. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting like sucked into like the camera portal like so much that I can't even like actualize myself, but we're just gonna go with it. Maybe I should just like look anywhere else except the camera. I feel like that would feel like way more natural than I'm looking at a list of notes that I made for like talking points. I hope you didn't see any of the talking points because I haven't talked about them yet. So, you mean oh wow, we're not even on it. Oh wow. So I tried to randomly select so I got alienation, isolation, / black alienation. Let me explain. Let me explain before we fly off the rails, people. Let me explain. So, honestly, oh my gosh, this is like, it just jumped right into the pit. And I don't know if I really am in the mood to even go there right now. We will just see where it goes, right? So yeah, alienation. Alienation. I myself, how can I put this? I feel like my experience with alienation is like, I'm seeing like an array. Like, there's multiple sectors, which is why I feel like I put it as alienation / isolation. Generally, I feel like I've kind of always felt like no matter what sector, group, place I was with like other people, I was just somehow always on the outskirts. Yeah. I just felt like I didn't really fit into anywhere, which in turn in a lot of ways caused me to like voluntarily isolate myself. Because for me, like my logic when it came to that was like, I'd rather be alone than like just idly stand in this group that I don't feel connected to whatsoever. Like, let me just go do my own thing then and I'll entertain myself. And I'm pretty good at entertaining myself, don't get me wrong. I'm very, very good at entertaining myself. Oh god, I have to pee. Ah.
Later.
Ooh, 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 ooh. tried. I put on a less revealing shirt so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I've gotten comfortable holding onto this thing. Anyways, isolation, all that good stuff, right? Adding another layer to that. I'm black. Okay. Let me explain. Obviously, we're in different times now. Things are not, you know. Humanity is getting better. For the most part, or whatever. At least I believe. We're on the road. Anyway, as a child, I had a very instilled belief that me being black, and not just me being black, me being a black girl, a black woman, like, automatically put me at, like, the bottom of the scale. Like, worth-wise.
There's coral, there's rocks, there's whale poo, and then there's you.
That's messed up.
Obviously, that's a terrible thing to think and say out loud. But that was a genuine feeling. Yeah, it just felt like there was a societal sort of hierarchy, or at least that's how it organized itself in my head. And light-skinned people, light-skinned women were on the top. Like, that's just a terrible way to think. But, well, not, you don't know, but it just sort of instilled that belief that I was sort of just better off alone. Like, to be frank, my foundation, I'm seeing it as like bricks. And like my core beliefs, right, were these like bricks, and it's just like, I'm gonna be alone forever, might as well figure out how to be okay with that. Another core brick was like, no boy could like possibly ever find me attractive. So, throw that out the window, etc. I think you get the point. Anyway. Okay. Stereotypes are bullshit anyway. But, for lack of better terminology, or terminology I just am not gonna put the brain power into finding right now, I guess. Which makes me feel kind of bad, but I was not stereotypically black. So I already kind of felt not only like this resentment for being at the bottom of the barrel for something I couldn't change, something I didn't choose, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that later. I also didn't feel like I really connected to apparently what I was. And I honestly, I guess I just really assumed that people looked at me and they just assumed everything I was. Thinking about it now, I do feel like a lot of it was maybe me assuming that people didn't like me because I was black, or that I would have a better chance, like if I was me but in a white body. Which is kind of like, what the hello? But I remember not liking myself from a very young age, or at least comparing myself to lighter skin people. I'm like doing everything to avoid having to look at this freaking camera, because when I look at it, I feel like I lose, like, I don't know why. It's like I'm getting sucked into the screen portal or something. And I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm floating away from my body. But yeah, so, long story short, or at least the realization I'm sort of coming to, is I isolated myself out of fear of rejection, essentially. Yeah. I feel like I just had a solidified belief, like brick solidified belief, that I was just unacceptable, or that people wouldn't accept me, or maybe not that people wouldn't accept me, but that I wasn't as lovable, as valuable, because I wasn't attractive and maybe a little lighter. I honestly thought that if I was like skinny, then I would at least get like a few extra. And that's terrible. But as a child, like, I really felt like if I was skinny, like, that would just solve all my problems. Because then I wouldn't hate myself as much. And even though I wasn't, like, white, I was at least small and frail, so people wouldn't be intimidated by me or whatever. And it really was an intimidation thing. I was, like, physically as well as mentally farther than a lot of people my age for pretty much all my life. But I was physically bigger than everybody my age. Or not everybody, but most of them. And again, I was strong. Like, I would be the one giving the piggyback rides and, you know, swinging the kids around. And just as much as they were, you know, wanted to be swung, I wanted to be fucking swung. I wanted to be given piggyback rides and all that jazz, but I was too heavy. I was too tall. So, yeah, it just wasn't happening. It wasn't gonna happen, unfortunately. So, yeah. I did have friends, though. So I'm definitely not gonna say that, you know, I was just a loner kid. Like, I had friends. And I do remember having, you know, like, girlfriends or whatever. And I'm, like, specifically, like, right now in my head being brought to 5th grade. Like, because I definitely had friends in 5th grade. And I mean, 5th grade, you know, it's 5th grade, but somebody accepted me. And it wasn't just somebody. I had multiple people who accepted me, and maybe they didn't know everything about me. And I'm learning that you don't have to know everything about a person for a friendship to be valid. But, oh, wow. Did not think this glue. Thought it was just dead glow stick. Wow. I feel like this is a sign. We're making headway, are we? It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I don't even remember what... Yeah, okay. So there were people that saw me, and I think my whole problem lied in the fact that I didn't like how I looked. Which completely affected the way I showed up in the world. Because I was like, oh my god, I'm so hideous. Or whatever. I'm never gonna be loved. We can laugh about it now. But that was a serious issue. And it's kind of shallow as it sounds. We're in the new age, guys. We're in the new age. We create our own reality, you know? And I do believe that getting on this like esoteric sort of ride here since we've gotten here somehow. Back to the feeling like I didn't choose to be black, right? I honestly don't believe that anymore. Hear me out, hear me out. Hear me out. From a soul perspective, right? And this is just my belief. This is my belief in, you know, how this human experience actually works and such, right? I believe, I believe that our souls I do believe our souls choose specific things about what we experience here. And yes, that does include, you know, our parents, our family. Obviously, our parents play a big part in how we come out. But I do believe that, you know, we choose our avatar, to say the least. I do believe that a lot of us choose what we look like, choose what, you know, certain things that we come down here to experience. Not everything, but I do feel like we have a general, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to accomplish by coming here. And, you know, you have the big core missions and you got your little bullet points or whatever along the way, etc. But yeah, so looking at the evolution of my life thus far, the whole self-esteem, self-loathing has definitely been a big thing. And I have to pee again. It's been maybe like 20 minutes. I shall be back.
Later.
I got it right that time, I think. I try to look over to this black line over here. Look, I wish it was like up there. I feel like that would feel more natural than... Lord. I really don't like this. I feel like I'm just going cross-eyed every time. Why can't I just look at this? Great. That was my ankle bone. It was something. What the hell is this part of your foot called? Wow. I honestly feel like that wasn't that bad. And we're only at 36:50 seconds, so 37 minutes. And I have pretty much hit every topic and some subcategories in a fairly coherent way, with a little bit of summary and some self-reflection and self-accountability and dry humor or something. 2B breaks. So that means it's even less. Point to say that I feel like I touched on everything in that regard. I think I got to the core of it, yeah. Wow. Did not expect that, excuse me, by the way. Gosh dang it, it's freaking camera. I don't like it, I don't. And it's only 1:43. Yeah. Oh gosh. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Y'all. Oh, is that the thing trying to scan for my face? I think that's what it is. That's kind of crazy. Well, personally, I'm a very spiritual person. I don't subscribe to any particular religion per se, but I do believe in, you know, angels and spirit guides and ancestors and God. I feel like what I would identify as God is just the hole in which we all sort of come from. I feel like I'm just stalling now because that pretty much hit everything. So good work, Amy. And good work to you. Thank you for coming on this journey with me and my little green hand. You're glowing. You are. Some is more than others, but topic for another video. Topic for another video. Anyways, I still don't like looking at this freaking thing over here. But on that note, bye. Bye. I never know how to hang up phone calls, okay? I hope you took something from this. If you relate, please feel free to leave a comment, I guess, if you feel so called to. I know people who leave comments are going to leave comments regardless because that's what they want to do. But anyway, yes. All that jazz and other stuff. So, yeah. I don't like this. I don't like saying goodbye. I don't do this. Anyways. Bye.